HP. Thinkers are great, but doers change the world.
True innovation changes the way we live. Hi, I'm Matt Miller. For millions of people around the world, sports are more than just entertainment, but a way of life, often rooted in deep tradition and lifelong loyalties. But innovation is transforming the world of sports, from a new breed of stadiums like this one here, Citi Field, the new home of the New York Mets, to challenging our notion of what makes an athlete. Some of the most profound changes come in the new way data is being used to enhance the viewer's experience and referees' tools, literally changing the game.
People at home now sometimes know that there was a first down before they know there's a first down at the game.
I envision a future that when you walk down the street, you commonly see people wearing robots.
One can make a truly iconic piece of architecture that's representative of the nation.
It's hard to remember a time before First and 10, Race View, and Pitch FX. No matter where you turn, ESPN, Fox, CBS, or NBC, you'll see a dazzling new technology, innovative real-time information pioneered by a small company called SportVision. In the heart of Silicon Valley, SportVision is changing how America experiences sports.
Things that are hard to see but important to the event, we try to bring that to the viewer. We try to bring to the viewer what they'd want to know. Make it pretty wide, if you would, and then
Rick Cavallaro is the chief scientist at SportVision.
The game of football is all about the first down, and you can see the goal line. You can't see the first down line, and you can't see the line of scrimmage. So this allows people to watch football in a way that gives them more context. People watch football with their friends and they drink, and there's a break between plays, and when the play starts they can look up and instantly have the context that they need.
Everyone loves it, but no one knows how it works.
Mike, can you give me a first down line on the left 37? Thank you. How about a line of scrimmage on the 27? And let's lose the lines and give me a Bloomberg logo if you would. Many people believe that that's on the field. We've had people call and say, you know, how do you paint that on the field and how do you move it? And the way we make it appear to be under the player is by using a program we developed that samples and applies the colors that we find and the color regions that we find on the field and excludes the colors that we find on the players. You think about the yellow line, it's just there. It's a part of the field, it's a part of the game.
You have lots of different light variations, rain, mud, snow, everything like that. And the software is built to handle all of them.
First and 10 and other innovative enhancements have transformed the experience of watching football at home.
The commentators would say, it looks like we have a first down, you know, as soon as they saw the ball cross. And more they've relied on our technology as a part of the game, if you will. And we are getting into areas where we're effectively part of the officiating.
That's good technology. When the yellow line can be that accurate like that.
Rick Cavallaro and his team of 50 engineers have won 8 Emmys for their groundbreaking work.
I'm a serial patenter along with the team members here. Just about every engineering discipline at one time or another, it seems like we get into.
Cavallaro started his career as an aerospace engineer.
I frequently worked on projects that I couldn't talk to my wife about.
Now he works out in the open, bringing into focus all those things that occur during sports action that the human eye can't see without a little help. Street and Smith's Sports Business Journal cites SportVision as creating nearly half of the top 20 television innovations since the first live sports broadcast way back in 1939. Like all innovators, Cavallaro knows that sometimes it's a process of trial and error, and not everything works.
When we became SportVision, we built another product that is not very well known. It's a product called AirEffects, and that tells how high a basketball player jumps. And we thought, wow, that's going to be exciting. Everyone wants to know how high these guys jump. And it turns out they all jump 19 inches, so it's not that exciting.
A private company that was spun off from Fox Sports in 1998, SportVision produces visual enhancements for virtually every major sport: the NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, and NASCAR. SportVision brought groundbreaking military GPS tracking to NASCAR. Every car now carries SportVision equipment, hardware, also software, and tracking devices. The technology has helped build NASCAR's phenomenal brand in recent years.
If you're watching auto racing. You can follow your driver in the pack. You can see how he's doing in laps or where he is in the pack when it's not easy to find his car. When we look at how the air flows over a NASCAR when they're drafting and how we can help people visualize what's happening and how a driver gets an advantage or even a disadvantage through those kind of things.
While watching the race at home on TV, NASCAR's Race View system lets fans go online and choose their own driver and then see them in a real-time, real-action video game. It's like being behind the wheel.
They can follow their favorite driver or they can be their favorite driver, and they can watch the view that he sees as he races.
Baseball and its obsession with statistics is fertile ground for the innovators at Sport Vision. Over the past few years, sensor cameras have been installed in major league ballparks. They track the speed and trajectory of every pitch. Each network has its own name for the system. Sport Vision calls it Pitch FX.
Fastball 96 that just jumped over the inside corner.
We can not only know the speed, but the speed profile. So if you look at the speed from the radar gun and it says it was a 95-mile-an-hour ball, we can tell you that it was a 97-mile-an-hour ball when it left his hand, and it was a 94-mile-an-hour ball when it crossed the plate. We can tell you what the break of that ball was or how much it dropped. We can tell you how fast it's spinning based on the aerodynamics of the ball. We can tell you where it passed through the strike zone. It's been a huge hit with the baseball fans and the sabermetricians, the data junkies.
Ken Milnes is the Senior Vice President of Engineering at Sport Vision.
One of the things we discovered with Pitch FX, that the umpires are really pretty good. Well over 90% of the calls are correct.
A prototype of a new system is now being tested by the San Francisco Giants. Field FX tracks players on the field to show how well they perform. It will help coaches and give fans more insight into defensive plays.
Fantasy players will be able to use the information to pick their teams better.
Sport Vision's tagline is changing the game.
Initially, we always took the point of view that we were not a part of the game and that we didn't interfere with the game in any way, that the athletes, the coaches, no one would know that we were there.
But Sport Vision's innovations are literally changing the entire sports industry.
We're becoming more of a data company, providing data for all purposes, whether it be gambling, coaching, fantasy league, and I think more people are going to know the Sport Vision name.
Coming up, sports are being transformed by innovation at every level, right down to the athletes themselves.
The need for better prosthetics, prosthetics which are more durable or lighter or more energy efficient really became more and more important as I became involved in sports. That was always a dream of mine to make it out to the Olympic Games.
I'll never be as happy as I'm going to be until I've won everything and I'm 10 seconds faster than everybody else skiing.